when it comes to negotiating your future is really fascinating too. Can you define for us what negotiating your future is, and then share maybe two or three simple everyday examples of how someone can apply it as well?
I will say that this is something that, as a professor for more than 20 years, there's lots of great books and textbooks out there. And this is a topic that hasn't been covered in my, based on my look, right? And so the idea of looking forward, so not just about negotiating your salary or more specifically, negotiating your compensation package, but what happens when you're in that great job and something comes up. Let's say you have an opportunity to spend 6 months in some beautiful location, but your company doesn't have a remote working from home policy. How can you negotiate that opportunity and ensure that your boss and your coworkers have access to you and they don't feel somehow slighted? Um, or, for example, things are humming along with you and your partner, and you decide to get an MBA like you, Shane, right? Well, as you found out firsthand, that takes a lot of time, a lot of focus, and it takes away the fun stuff, right? You're no longer out partying, pub crawling, etc. Well, your partner may not have signed up for that, right? So they're thinking that you're going to be home and hanging out with them, you're going to be going on vacations, you're going to be, shooting the breeze when you've got to study and you've got a team project and you've got these things to prepare for. How do you negotiate expectations, especially changing expectations with your partner, so that that fight doesn't happen? How do you nip that in the bud, even from the time you start applying for those programs? And the last quick example I'll mention, and we can kind of drill down in these if you want, go back to the MBA for a moment. I can't tell you how many times I've had MBA students in my night classes come late and say, gee, Dr. D, I'm really sorry. My boss kept me because this project's due tomorrow. And I
Oh, yeah.
said, is this the same boss who said, hey, Shane, go get an MBA, we'll pay for it? Yeah, why? Shaking my head, right? So, like, how can you get in front of these kinds of conflicts and issues and negotiate your future to have a smoother, it's never going to be smooth, but to have a smoother path?